Why is my okay, there we go. Hello?
Hello?
I can buy myself flowers.
Is that how we're starting this?
Needless to say, we have a lot to talk about.
We do. What's been going on?
Well, I've been waiting on talking about the Grammys, and I couldn't be more thrilled that our guest today has a lot of knowledge about what went on that upset me the most, which was the hair and the fashion.
Okay.
I was looking forward to
What were you looking forward to? Before we get her on, what was your initial feelings on it, the whole Grammys?
I wanted to be thrilled and look at the outfits and the hair and be mesmerized. And it was a huge letdown. I was
Mm,
furious.
gotcha. You don't like Jay-Z's hair?
I thought Jay-Z's hair looked ridiculous. I thought Beyonce was looking just so out of her element. She looked like an AI. Taylor Swift had on the worst hair and her chokers or whatever that was, and the bangs, like enough with the bangs. Let's try something new.
Okay.
I did not like any of that. And then Miley Cyrus, who I was expecting to come in raging amazing. No, the hair, I can't handle that hair. The guy she came with, same exact hair. It was like she was dating herself, was a good explanation, someone said. Then, of course, she brought him because she's dating herself. She can like literally kiss herself at the Grammys.
Her hair was pretty funny. It was
Yeah.
what would you call that? Like is that called a blowout?
If that's what a blowout is now, then I guess none of us want that anymore. I guess that trend is over.
Hmm.
What I'm saying, we need to dial in with what that hair look. I would love people to DM us. What is that look? What was the vibe? I know she's going for like old Western. I saw that on Instagram a lot.
Hmm.
You know, she was pulling from a lot of vintage looks. That's fine.
Yeah,
But that was almost like a Halloween costume. Like her hair and stuff to me, that was like a Halloween moment.
gotcha.
She's better than that. She's better than that.
But I'd rather that than like the old Miley where she was sticking her tongue out and had like the hokey stuff going on all around her, and she was just being.
That's true too. That's true too. I think you know what the my favorite Miley was the normal Miley that was kind of around for like 5 seconds when she let that when she did the I Can Buy Myself Flowers song. In that video, she had on like that super cool dress. She looked
Mhm.
pretty. It was very like just I felt like that was really her. And otherwise, I mean, but also she is a star. She also is like I get it. She's a celebrity. She's got a lot going on. She's got a lot to the hype is real. The hype is
Yeah,
hyping.
yeah. My favorite Miley was the country Miley when she put out the country album, and she was
Oh yeah.
she was doing like shows like at the Opry or whatever. That
Oh
was that
yeah.
was like the Miley that was like, oh, I like her. I never got into like the bangers stuff and
No.
all that, but when she went country, I liked it, and then now she's doing and Flowers is good. Flowers is a good
Yeah.
song.
Well, even all of her little like tiny desk stuff that she did, I love that when she was doing like the YouTube tiny or not tiny desk, but she would do her backyard sessions at her house. And I loved
So,
watching those. They were so good.
hmm.
But
Well,
anyway,
who's your guest?
our guest today is Rebecca Powell. It's actually Becca Powell. We're going to say Becca Powell.
Becca Powell.
Um, what?
She just jumped right in.
Oh my. Oh,
So I would like to start out by saying that Melissa wouldn't know fashion could fit her on the butt. So
What are you? Hi, Becca.
I
what?
don't.
Good. What's your thoughts on Miley's hair the other night? Not that
Not that she cares about hair.
I don't. Obviously, it has affected me in no way whatsoever.
Yeah.
Obviously, she doesn't care. It's nothing she's looked at or tried to emulate or even tried to emulate.
I've never even seen a Grammy.
Did you call your stylist like Sunday night or did you wait till Monday morning?
Oh, oh,
Immediately.
Immediately. Did you text her 911?
They said they couldn't help.
on the hairspray.
Oh yeah.
I love it so much. I feel like you look stunning. I feel like you look prettier than Miley for sure.
Don't talk about Miley like that.
Oh, we got a super fan.
We have a fan. We've got a fan of Miley on the show today.
I'm just saying, if you guys were talking about your favorite Miley period, and I am just saying a true fan was just holding on the whole time, you know, through Wrecking Ball and all of it, all the Robin Thicke.
Oh, so you're saying you were there from the get-go.
I was there.
Just grab the bull by the horns and just
hold on for the Miley ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And that if you did that, you'd be here now today.
Yeah. I'm just glad that we weren't, you didn't invite me for the Wrecking Ball phase, because that outfit.
That would have been
different.
We might have gotten shut down.
Yeah, we have to shut down. Chelsea, edit this out. It's just Becca coming in on the makeshift Wrecking Ball, swing around.
Oh man. So are you is that your girl? Like, are you the Miley equivalent of like Swifties?
No, but
she's
I like Miley. I like Taylor Swift. I like it. I'm here for
like
all the ladies of music.
So you got
all of your phases.
You got a couple guitars on your wall. Are you a musician yourself?
Yeah, I play a little bit. I play guitar, I play drums, I play a little bit.
Cool. And are you in West Virginia near Melissa, or where are you?
No, I'm actually in the middle of Kentucky, in Central City, Kentucky. So we're about, what, Melissa, 8 hours from each other?
Yeah, I was going to say 7-8 hours away.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But every time we get together, we definitely hear Becca singing and playing guitar. And it's amazing.
And you don't even get a choice whether or not you want to. It happens.
Yeah. Sometimes we're like, okay, Becca.
I find most people that have guitars don't ask; they just start playing. They get together around fires.
Yeah, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
So besides playing guitar, you know, Becca is quite the adamant biker. And I don't mean Harley.
No, I like to do things the hard way.
Yes.
Like a street biker, like a road bike?
No, a mountain biking.
Oh, you're mountain biker.
Yeah, I'm trying to make that cool. So the community wishes I would stop. The mountain biking community wishes I would just leave them alone, but
you won't.
I won't. I will not. I love mountain biking. Me and my husband mountain bike, and I don't know what else to say about it except for it's like if you love to be outside but you'd also really like to break your leg at any given moment, you would love mountain biking. It's for you.
Gotcha.
It's your thing.
Just as an FYI.
Just as an FYI.
Yeah.
One time. Do what?
There's a lot of it around here. A lot of people that mountain bike.
Yeah. Well, I will say that one time we had to go to the ER because Jameson had a wreck, and he dislocated his shoulder. And but he was in. It was really embarrassing because he was in those little like the padded pants that are like the bibs, like that come up like this. And I will say that no one questioned like if there was any abuse, because no one puts on those pants and goes to the hospital like that. That was not. They could tell that was real. So yeah. So do you guys play music? Anybody play music? I know Melissa does not.
Yeah, she knows I don't.
No, I don't either.
I'm dabbling in the cheering section.
Oh.
We're big listeners of the music. We don't play it very much.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well.
So Okay, so but we're okay with Miley. We're okay with we've moved on.
Mhm.
Becca's holding strong on the Miley train. She's like,
Oh yeah. Oh,
if
I
you're in
think
there from the beginning, yeah. If you're in there from the get-go, yeah. It's actually it's like it needs to be almost backwards, the hair. It was wild. I don't even know how. Yes. Yeah. Jake knows a lot about that. He's had a lot of hairstyles over the years.
I've had.
What about her performance?
I've worn them all. Oh yeah, Chelsea wants to know about the performance. How did you think the performance went?
I thought it was great. I mean,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I
ad lib.
agree
I
with
like
that.
the ad lib.
The little "I won a Grammy" thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I have
Mm-hmm.
to agree with that. I did think that was cool. I thought it was
What
kind of quirky.
What did you think of Jay-Z's speech?
Oh, I think he thinks his family and him are more important than anything that else in the world.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like when he said that his wife's never won an album of the year, even though she
Mm-hmm.
got the most Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah,
was
like
it
why?
was a lot. It was actually like just a lot, I feel like for TV. Like you're like, it's just the Grammys. Like, does anybody even care about this anymore? And he's up there like having this emotional breakdown or something about why this is the way it is. And I was like, dude, you need to like, let's relax. Let's just relax.
It was like a calmer version of Kanye when he jumped up,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it
I didn't mind what he said. It didn't bother
okay.
me what he said. That's just
Do you feel like he does need more attention? His Beyonce needs more attention?
I think Beyonce thinks she needs more attention because now she's changing her look, dressing like a cowboy and a Kardashian. But
Yeah.
I think
What was that about?
I don't know. I don't think she's I
Maybe he's a Swiftie.
well, I
Yeah,
think
maybe.
she's like over 40 and trying to
Yeah.
hold on to relevance, and
Yeah.
it's gonna make you do. It's like I don't know what the age differences were, but like remember when Diana Ross was coming out with like in the 90s with like Lil Kim and all the
Yeah.
rappers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of Diana Ross now. She's like
So
old.
you're saying like she's kind of like her time came and went and she's like not okay with it and
I think she's gonna have to come to grips with the fact that she's less, you know, um, she's not.
relevant.
I don't know. Yeah, who's relevant now? She's not. She's over 40 now. Not that you can't.
Who is relevant right now?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor
Taylor
Swift,
Swift is relevant.
Suki,
Suki.
uh, and even
Suki.
Miley. Like Miley's still relevant, but
Yeah.
all these young new. Huh? Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay.
Oh, she got her driver's license.
She's got a driver's license
Finally got
now.
her driver's license.
I don't know what I saw of the Grammys, but I tried to go back and watch some of the recorded Grammys, and I for some reason I just kept getting the like Latino awards. I could not find Luke Combs singing Fast Car, but I did
Oh,
see a
oh,
nice lady from Colombia sing something that I don't know what it was, but it was. I hope. I
beautiful.
hope. I think she won a Grammy. I don't know.
Tell
Anyway,
us about some cool guitars you found recently. I want to hear about the underworld of buying guitars.
oh my gosh.
The
Okay, the underworld.
underbelly.
The underbelly of buying guitars is just musicians all make emotional decisions because they want the next piece of music equipment. They get gas. So gear acquisition syndrome, they get the gas. And so they do whatever they have to do to get the next piece of equipment. And so they sell it to me really cheap. And then I sell it to the person that's wanting that piece of equipment. This is a really cool piece.
Yeah, I want to hear more about the gas too. I've never even
No, I
heard of
never
it.
heard of that.
That was
Yeah.
like the coolest acronym.
Oh,
Whoa.
I
Oh,
like the pick
Yeah.
wow.
guard.
Oh, it has a hummingbird, literally like
Yeah. Hand painted
gorgeous.
Wow.
1960 reissue custom shop from Gibson. Hand painted, nitrocellulose finish.
What?
Very cool. Very cool. It's got mother of pearl inlays, or maybe, yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that is stunning.
And so, oh, sorry, let me get that off of there.
So
So,
then
anyway,
you found that you got it and then you'll resell it to someone.
Yeah, this one's actually someone already bought this one, but yeah, that's I bought it from the person that bought it new, and then I'll sell it to somebody else.
So you've got
Wow.
people with money that will buy guitars, not use them, and then just want to get rid of them. You scour. Where do you usually scour? Like Facebook Marketplace, or
Facebook, yeah, Facebook. I music stores, um, pawn shops, all kinds of stuff. Mostly Facebook though. Sometimes I buy them online even, and then resell them because I live so close to Nashville, Tennessee.
oh yeah.
I uh, I one time a couple months ago sold a bass to Kendrick Lamar's bassist. Had to go to the
Oh,
Bridgestone Arena to meet that guy. That was a
What?
fun. Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you kidding? You didn't tell me that. That's awesome.
like before Kendrick show, you like had to go to the arena where he was
yeah. Like
playing.
during the day before the show, like the tour buses pulled up, and I met him under like I went around back to where the tour buses were, and then had to like go in the back door to the Bridgestone, and I met with him. And these guys all have like a music tech that
Mhm.
like tunes all their, I don't know what they're called, but I guess it's just their tech for their gear. And he played it, and they gave me, I don't know, it was like $1,500 in cash for this bass. Like,
Wow.
and
That's
so yeah,
so cool.
yeah,
Did you
he
get?
offered to give me tickets to the show for that
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
And how was
And you
it?
were like, no thanks. I'll take the cash, big guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thanks,
that
but
we're actually,
no thanks.
well, like they're like I mean, I you never want to get like you never want to offend anyone, but I mean, I like all sorts of kind of music, but I was just thinking, I like pulled up some Kendrick Lamar and I was listening to it, and I was like, I don't think I can be seen here. Somebody's gonna get in trouble.
You're like,
Um,
I don't know if I can actually even understand what
what's
what's going
I
on.
was like, is this the Grammys?
Ah,
Because
I gotta let the cat in. I'm sorry.
What's your best find? Like what's the coolest treasure you got that you were able to resell and make some money and it was like pretty cool.
I got I don't know, I'm trying to think. Let me think. What do I like? Well, one, maybe not like it was so cool because of the condition it was in. I got a 1980 Gibson Custom. So it's like the top of the line at the time for 1980 Gibson. And it was someone who never played it. So this was last year, and it did not have a mark on it. Like it was like
Hmm.
even the usually when the hardware is like plated, like they'll I don't know what they're plated in, but like the gold plated hardware will oxidize and it'll like turn silver and stuff. And it been in the case for so long that the gold hardware was still looked brand new, and it was 100% original, no breaks or anything, and it was just like a time capsule. It was super super cool, and I got that one, and then found its new owner a few weeks later. But that was a sweet guitar just because of like it just hadn't been touched, so it was wild. Because most of the time people have those guitars, they play them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How
anyway,
many years do you feel like it would take for somebody to have like the knowledge that you have about guitars? Like,
um,
not many people I think I would just go to and be like, hey, like with Darren, like me buying Darren a guitar.
oh, by the way, he keeps trying behind your back. He's really trying hard to
Yes.
get that guitar. He texted me yesterday about one,
Dang
and the
it.
guy ghosted him though. So
Good. I'm glad.
yeah.
I texted Becca. I'm like, listen, I got to get Darren a guitar. What guitar should I get? Like, lay it on me. I've got $300-400 prepped. She's like, oh, honey, no. The guitar Dare Bear wants is like $4,000. Get a grip. And I'm like, what?
And not 4 grand, but it's 1,000. He wants a Gibson Les Paul, so he yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I said Melissa. She was like, "Hey, I want to get Darren the guitar he wants," and I was like, "Well, how much do you want both of your kidneys? Do you need both of them? Are you using both of them?"
How many guitars does Darren have?
How many, Becca?
Oh, I don't know how many guitars he has. He has, I don't know, probably
Just
like four,
five.
four, four or five, maybe.
Yeah, and he had, what was the ones that got stolen? That's the ones that he's really upset about.
Oh,
When we got
yeah.
robbed, he got two guitars that were stolen, both that were
Yeah.
like high-end guitars, and
Oh
he was
Yeah.
no.
so
He
upset.
lost some money that day, unfortunately.
Yeah.
How did that work? Did you guys get like an insurance claim, or like how's that work?
So it was really random because we were for our homeowners insurance, they would cover if you had a storage unit.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know that, but they were like, yeah, we'll cover it. So write a list of everything that got stolen. And we were like,
You
oh,
were like, oh, well, this was the Queen's 24 karat gold necklace
yeah.
was in there
As it would
from
happen, I had just ordered it and it had arrived.
I
and
have
I
an
was like,
idea.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I have an idea. Instead of getting him a Les Paul, I think you should go after the people that stole. Like go through like a
Oh,
whole taken type situation where you get information that
oh,
leads to the next step and
oh,
you
trust
track
me.
down the people that stole the guitars.
Yeah.
So
I
your
went to the
idea
liquor
is to get
store.
him nothing because you're
My
never
idea
gonna
is to
see
get
those
him
guitars
nothing
again.
but sweet justice.
Poor thing. Poor
Becca's
Yeah.
like,
thing.
you're never gonna find them because she already found them at a pawn
Yeah,
shop and
I
sold
already
them.
actually have them,
Yeah,
and I
Becca
sold them
already
both.
drove here unbeknownst to us and purchased them right from
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went
Yeah.
to the liquor store of the guy that owned the pawn shop. And I talked to every single employee in that place. And I know that it was a in-house job. So just to be
Oh,
clear.
An inside job.
so you do
Inside.
know who took them.
Somebody knows who took them. Somebody knows.
Well, the
And then
person
we
that took
called
them
the
knows they
owner.
took them.
Right.
Well, I was
So at
gonna
least one
ask
Where's
person
they?
knows.
at pawn shops back, like I don't know about around here, but in Washington, if you got your tools stolen, which would happen, you could go to the pawn shop and find them. Is it the same with guitars? Do people steal guitars and then just go
Oh
keep them?
yeah. Mm-hmm. In fact, pawn shops actually have a holding period for music instruments. Like not, I don't think it's like a law or anything, but if you get a chain of, like there's a bunch of pawn shops, whatever. A few of them I've talked to won't even release it until there's like a certain amount of time goes by for police reports. Like there's a hold time, even if they purchase, because pawn shops work different ways. They can either purchase, you go in, you're like, hey, how much you give me for this? Or you can go in and say, hey, I just want, you guys know how pawns work. But when they get them, sometimes it's when they never go back and pay their pawn. They like give them, they get a $3,000 guitar and pawn shop gives them $500, and then they just can't get their life together enough to go get their guitar out. So then it, becomes the property of the pawn shop. But
Oh.
yeah, and so, but if they just buy it outright, they hold, they don't resell it for like, I think it's like 30 days at least, where they hold the equipment to make sure there's no police reports that come out, because they don't want to have to like track down and find the new buyer and all that stuff if they resell it.
Gotcha.
So there's a good chance. Is that so weird? Because like even with this, like when we were talking to the cops and stuff, and they were even like, oh yeah, we think that it was like these guys, like they hit more than one storage unit or whatever. But like there were people that found out about it that we would see like in the store even like randomly, and they'd be like, oh yeah, you need to get on this website and look up this pawn shop. Then you need to type in the number of the county, and then you're gonna like all these random things. I'm like, I don't even know how to do it.
But do you have proof of ownership for those guitars? Like, do you have like the serial number, or like where he purchased it, or like pictures? Like, what do you have to prove that it is yours?
We had pictures. We had pictures, and I think Darren had even more like close up of like how like it would have something on the inside, right? That would be like a little sticker or something. And I think he had that, but I can't remember. I just remember he was ticked.
Yeah, and it was super awkward because all of the pictures were him in a Speedo with the guitars, and so we were like,
the cop kept being like, well, and he just keeps sending them to people. He keeps sending these pictures of the guitars to people, being like, have you seen these guitars?
Yeah, but like if you
only just like, no, Darren, we haven't.
Darren,
Darren, quit sending.
How many times do we have to tell you to stop sending those to the cops, Darren?
I will say that like we ascribe like intelligence to criminals, but that's not always there, because I guarantee it's just those guitars are still right in your town somewhere in somebody's house, and somebody's eventually going to try to sell them, and then you might get it back. But like, I don't know how if you have enough evidence for the police to like try to go and take them back. But I really think that Darren would just like do a little B&E.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I would be very concerned because the guy, now add on to this what you're saying and what Jake was saying about the sweet justice. The guy that owns the pawn shops, after we get robbed, he gets cancer, or the guy that owns the storage units sells the storage units. We go in to pay our bill. We're like, by the way, FYI, there's no cameras there. We got robbed, blah, blah, blah. The guy that owned the storage units opens up a secondhand store, a vintage antique shop. It's not open still. That place is packed full of stuff. You drive by and it's packed full of stuff, like all the way to the back. And I told Darren, I'm like, what would the odds are so high that
guitar just in that
doors and our stuff is just in there. Yeah. It's too high for a small town like this, for the coincidentally that same man to open up this garbage shop when he's a lawyer. He doesn't need to open up
Wait, so the guy that owned the pawn shop sold the pawn shop. Now he opened up a
the guy that owned the storage units.
Okay.
Opened up a little secondhand shop.
Yeah. And he's a lawyer.
Why would you open that?
And then the guy that owned the pawn shop also owned the liquor store?
Yes.
Man.
That's awkward since you're
supporting West Virginia. I know. Think about all the money you've given him over the years.
How uncomfortable. Darren called him to tell him, dude, we got robbed. And he was just hammered. And he was like, are you sure it wasn't Melissa? And when Darren's like, I think it wasn't her. She's right here.
So then you also know the liquor store owner enough to where Darren called him and then also thought it was maybe just you.
Yeah, we've rented from him since we were 22.
Okay.
So 80 years.
So he's so 100 years of rentals.
That's such a small town West Virginia story.
A lot of
everyone knows each other.
I just know that Darren goes to sleep every night just seething mad, just demon, and just with just hate for this town.
Oh yeah.
Not so much hate that he won't go. He's gonna go get bourbon from there, but I mean,
yeah,
he'll go buy the Elijah Craig, no problem. But depending,
you can't. You just sometimes you need a little Craig in your life.
No, but so I'm trying to find a guitar. Becca's trying to help me. God forbid hear this pod.
So put it out to the pod. You're looking for a Gibson Les Paul for $400.
Yeah, me too.
I was gonna say Becca wants one too, so we're in a real quandary.
Yeah, anybody that wants to sell their Gibson Les Paul to me for $400, I will purchase that.
I will gladly acquiesce.
What is it about the Les Paul that you like? Because a lot of people like them, but they're also very heavy guitars. They're not.
Yeah, some of them are weight relieved, some of them aren't, some of them are chambered, but just depends. Also, it just depends on the wood. Wood has variations in it, so sometimes they're heavier than others. You get a big, whatever the shipment of wood went to the Gibson shop that day can be heavier than another slab of wood. But Gibson just has I really like their, honestly, just the pickups in them. I don't want to get too boring, but it's just a really good sound.
I don't know half the terms that you use. The chamber, the other thing, and now the pick. I don't know what any. No, I find it very interesting. I feel like you know a lot about guitars, and it is a very cool thing to know, especially when you are buying and selling a higher end version of them. It is a very interesting thing to listen to you guys talk about.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it when it goes twang it twang.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're a real Nashville type of gal, let me tell you what.
All right.
Okay, so we got to do songs.
Before we run out of time, we want to hear what your songs are after all the music talk.
I've been learning have you guys already have Jason Isbell's Cover Me Up? Or hang on a second. Let me make sure I've got the
Well, I
I
mean,
don't
you
think
know,
we have
Jerry,
any
he'll play
Jasons,
that one all
but
day long.
That's a good one. And then I really like Chris Cornell's Nothing Compares to You. I've been playing that one a lot lately.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
nice. That's a good song. That's a very good song.
Is that one on there yet?
Nope. No, that's why I was excited that you were going to be on because I'm like, you'll have a different style of genre. And so I was excited about that to add those to the pod.
Yes. So when you guys get those songs, what do you like?
We have a whole playlist,
we have a
Jake.
playlist that's like 8 hours long at this point, and then I just play it like radio. Like I'll just put it on shuffle, and then when I'm driving, I don't know what to listen to. I just push.
Just press podcast.
Because there's like how many songs on there now, Jake?
I don't know.
There's like a ton of like in the beginning of the podcast, we did like 3 songs each.
Yeah.
So that was every week. And so then I mean we've got to be in the thousands at this point. We've got to be in the thousands.
We've only had like 20 episodes. We have like 8 hours of music, it says.
Look.
8 hours.
She's funny. She's pretty.
Yeah.
You can't expect her to be good at math, too.
No, come on. Give me something. Give me.
She's got. Hey, I can see your halo. Hey, oh. We've hit the rave portion of the
Yeah, we've hit the rave portion of our event. So stand by while I get my remote.
I'm only gonna do one song this week.
Okay, ready.
Charlie Crockett, Trinity River live at the Ryman.
What? I've never even heard of that.
It's his live album, which I've been liking live albums lately, and I like that song Trinity River. So
okay,
that's my song.
Okay, I'll do one song then too. Let me go over here. I had a couple prepped just in case.
She would like to add Picture by Kid Rock and Joe.
Mine will be from Lil Wayne. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yes, and that will be Mrs. Officer. Can you wouldn't that be great if someone's just vibing to like some like
right?
Chris Cornell, and then all of a sudden there's just like wee.
If you don't know, you should. If you don't know, you should.
I'm
gonna do, and it because of Becca being on the pod, I chose this nice, lovely song that I felt like would fit, which is Patsy Cline, "Leaving on Your Mind," the single version.
All right.
You say "Bleeding on Your Mind"?
Leaving on Your Mind by Patsy Cline. It's epic. Oh my gosh. I have a whole list of songs for when Becca's on the pod again. I have like 8 songs ready for Becca vibe.
Just queued up.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Yeah. You want me to give you one more?
I do. As a little tease.
Okay. A little tease will be also El Paso by Marty Robbins.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Marty Robbins. I love it.
See? Yeah.
Are we going to get some more rhinestone like outfits?
We should.
Because
you know what? I feel like Jake and I always have another podcast on the brink of happening at the end of every podcast. And that's like another podcast we could do is just solely Western stuff.
It's like a Western pod.
Yeah, West pod. Well, it was amazing having you, Becca, but I have to go and cook some chicken livers. So
I have to go move Darren's guitars to a new location.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh.
But thanks for coming.
It was lovely having you, Becca.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
That was really fun.
All right, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.